Hey there, I'm Harry Enton, and today we are running all the numbers on Israel's U.S. popularity problem. Israel is losing support here in the United States, even amongst Republicans. Take a look at this data. Take a look at this data amongst young Republicans. Look at this massive shift that we have over just the last 4 years, the net favorability of Israel among Republicans under the age of 50. You go back to 2022, two thumbs up for Israel amongst young Republicans. But by 2025, look at this. Already a 30-point shift away, their net favorability down to -2. Today, look at this, minus 16 points. That's an over 40-point shift in just 1, 2, 3, 4 years' time away from Israel amongst young Republicans. But that's
fucking crazy, man.
Not the only part of the Republican base where Israel is struggling. How about amongst moderate or liberal Republicans? They make up about a third of the Republican base at this point in time. The net favorability of Israel with moderate liberal Republicans back in 2022, again, two thumbs up. You'll notice I do a lot of Siskel and Ebert references. I just really like them. At plus 26 points. Today, again, negative territory, -9 points. That's a 35-point shift in just 4 years' time, with moderate liberal Republicans shifting away from Israel. And this, to me, gives you a good indication of why one of the more ardent critics of Israel within the Republican Party is actually, at this point, favored to win a competitive primary. You may know him, Thomas Massie. He, of course, is the representative.
God, I fucking hope Massie wins. I'm going to be so upset if he doesn't.
Senator from Kentucky's 4th District. He has been opposed by Donald Trump. Donald Trump has endorsed his opponent. Pro-Israel voices are also opposed. Many of them have also opposed Thomas Massie. But at this point, look at this. His chance of being the Republican nominee, winning that Republican primary in Kentucky's 4th District, is actually more likely than not to occur.
How is he on trans issues? Thomas Massie? You know what? He's fine. He's fine on them or something. Whatever you need to hear.
According to the Kalshi prediction market at this point, a 71% chance. But here's the thing. Again, I'm building blocks here. It's not just on the right. It's not just amongst Republicans where Israel is losing support.
Really?
Amongst the unexpected places. How about among younger men? Younger men who were a key part of Donald John Trump's coalition back in 2024. They have very much shifted away from Israel. Look at this. Net favorability of Israel among men under the age of 50. In 2022, not too bad, but not too hot to trot either at -3 points. By 2025, again, down we go, -22 points. That is a 19-point shift in just 3 years' time. But it gets even worse. Look at this.
After hearing his thoughts on the California high-speed rail, I'm doubting him about everything. You didn't even come close to hearing my thoughts. You heard my words in the California high-speed rail project, okay? I'm not even legally allowed to say what I want to happen in Fresno and Bakersfield. Don't you? You only got the thinnest glimpse. You caught the light glinting off a single facet of the gem of hatred that revolves in my mind.
For Israel, -47 points. That's a 44-point shift away from Israel on the net favorability amongst young men who, of course, shifted massively into the Republican column back in 2024, and they have been shifting away from Israel over the last 4 years. But here's the thing. You want to talk about unexpected, perhaps no number I have seen is more unexpected than this one, because when we talk about the Democratic base, right, and we talk about them being against Israel, that's been true amongst liberal and very liberal Democrats for a decent period of time. But now we're even seeing it among moderate and conservative Democrats, because take a look at these numbers. I mean, this is a sea change.
That is wild. Even in the right flank of the Democratic Party, -55. It is insane. A 25-point shift just over the last year.
This is a sea change. Net favorability of Israel amongst non-liberal Democrats, that is those who...
Globehead Dems will still look you straight in the eye and tell you that supporting Israel is like a marginal wonk online issue that's doesn't really affect your polling numbers that much. They'll look you straight in the eye and they'll be like, well, it doesn't really matter.
Identify as either moderate or conservative. Back in 2022, Israel was on the plus side of the ledger. I'll give it one thumbs up at +3 points. Look at this. By 2025, -30 points. That's a 33-point shift in just 3 years' time. You think that's a big shift? How about now? Look at this.
You're already on that screen.
Moderate conservative Democrats, the net favor of Israel, down into the Sea of Galilee at -55 points. That's a nearly 60-point switcheroo in just 4 years' time. Now, why are we seeing these shifts? Why?
Do you think if I emailed him, we could get a bit of a style upgrade? Like, if he's going to be the face of CNN's number crunching, do you think we could maybe get a little more?
Why are we seeing these shifts amongst Democrats, amongst Republicans?
The juxtaposition of the too small, textured, informal, light brown suit with the, like, mauve pink dress shirt is just straight up killing me, man. Wear a casual shirt, please. This is begging. Your whole outfit is begging for a casual shirt. Why is it a dress shirt?
At least certain portions of the Republican electorate, and why are we seeing it among younger men who are a big part of Trump's coalition? It is because it is part of a larger sea change against Israel. I mean, just take a look at these overall numbers right now. The net favorability of Israel among all adults. In 2022, it was plus 13 points. This is not an old-timey outfit. I'll give that 2 thumbs up. Look at by 2025, minus 8 points. That's a 21-point switch in just 3 years. And now, the net favorability of Israel amongst all adults, minus 23 points. That's a 36-point change in just 4 years' time amongst all adults. Now,
why do you care? Because I care about beauty. And I care about it for the same reason I hate Israel, because I love life and I hate evil.
Okay. That's part of the reason why that we're seeing these groups within these shifts, right? A rising tide lifts all boats. But it's more than that. How about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, which, of course, has been taking center stage over the past few years here in America, especially after the October 7th attacks and then Israel's response to it. Take a look here. I mean, this is a change. This is a change. Who Americans sympathize more with, the Israelis or the Palestinians? Back in 2022, before the October 7th attacks, it was the Israelis by 28 points. That would even climb into the 40s, 50s, depending on which polling you looked at in terms of who Americans sympathize with. The margin very much on the side of Israel. But look at where we are now. In 2026, Americans...
Shouldn't we start looking at the greater picture, secure the election before risking folks not voting bedside of a single issue? What the fuck are you talking about? We've got the midterms up next. What if the Dems lose? What then? If the Dems lose, they deserve to have lost. The Dems serve the people, not the other way around. If the Democrats decide to destroy the country because they're so loyal to Israel over the United States that they wouldn't drop this obvious position when everything, morally, electorally, intellectually, all of it aligns against Israel, then that's them killing themselves and all of us. And if they lose because of it, they will have deserved it. They will have failed us. In an act of abstemiousness so severe and ostentatious, I think that it should legally be counted as treason.
More with the Palestinians by an 11-point margin. That is a shift of nearly 40 points in just 4 years' time. And when you compare it to 2023, after the October 7th attacks, we're talking about what, a 50, 60-point change? My goodness gracious. This is the best position that the Palestinians have ever been in.
Well, I don't know about that.
In the minds of the American public.
Okay.
The Palestinians making history in terms of who Americans sympathize more with. But it is not just the Israelis and the Palestinian conflict in which why we're seeing these shifts among all these different groups and overall as well. It is because of the man who right now is the prime minister, the longtime prime minister of Israel, who's been prime minister at least in parts all the way back to my childhood. I mean,
I hate Vaush's ridiculous fashion takes. He has no idea what he's talking about. Who the fuck cares about the shirt Anton's wearing under his suit? He has no idea what he's talking about. Also, I can't tell the difference between a dress shirt and a casual shirt. Sit the fuck down. What do you mean by ridiculous fashion take? Having one at all? You have no idea who you're talking to. You have no idea. I have the least ridiculous fashion takes in the world. My fashion takes are like like, hey, if we're wearing Western formal dress, shouldn't we abide by very basic aesthetic rules that everyone has agreed to, that everyone believes in, that everyone agrees look better? This isn't like a fucking $1.99 issue or whatever. Everyone looks at suits back from the 1950s and agrees they look better than the bastardized slim fit polyester sheen Timu ass fucking fake Italian slim suits of today that emphasize your hips and make you look like a woman. Okay? Everyone knows they look better. Everyone goes back and looks at footage of movies from the 40s and goes, damn, they all had their shit on. You know why? Because they fucking did. And if you don't care about this, as far as I'm concerned, you don't care about Israel. Bad-fitting suits are Israeli. Dress shirts being worn with casual suits? That's right, Israeli.
think he was the prime minister when I was like 8 or 9. That is how long. And while I look young, I'm not that young anymore. But take a look at Bibi Netanyahu. Look at his net favorability rating here in the United States. In early 2024, he was on the plus side of the ledger at plus 9 points. But look now. Look now. Minus 23 points. Again,
nowhere near low enough.
An over 30-point shift in the wrong direction if you are a fan of Bibi Netanyahu here in the United States. And among independents, we're talking about that is net favorability.
I'm done. Holy shit. Everyone hates Israel. There, that's an easy 100,000 views. I was going to lose my damn mind today.